It is really cool to chat with you.
Oh, thanks.
Tell me a little bit about your character.
Wiley is rebellious. She was raised in a very well-to-do family, and she just does not fit that bill. She doesn't feel like she belongs. Doesn't have too many friends either because she hasn't really found her place yet. She's just kind of lost and kind of trying to figure out who she is.
And across, my understanding is that she's kind of finding herself now forcefully. Unfortunately, she's no choice but to find herself in this small town.
Yes. Yeah.
That's plagued by this strange virus that has kind of wiped out everyone else.
Yeah, I think Wiley internally is a special kind of mess because she's having a kid and then this disease outbreak happens. You know, her parents are gone. Like, all this is happening at once, and that can go one of two ways. So she was lost, didn't know who she was. She can either be more lost and just go and spiral into literally insanity, or she can kind of start piecing together in this time turmoil who she is exactly. And I think that luckily Wiley kind of finds a little bit of her own self-restraint in the troubles.
Right. So, what's her emotional standpoint in the fact of, you know, all these kids have lost their families?
Yeah.
Obviously, she's a little more troubled by her family, but
Sure.
so how does she take that?
To me, I feel like it lends a sense of resentment into her, and she gets very negative. Wiley starts arguing a lot with her sister Melissa, who was the trophy child of the parents. She did everything exactly as they wanted, and was wonderful and kind and gracious, and you know, exactly what she needed to be. And I think Wiley really wishes in some way she could be like Melissa, but just doesn't feel that inside, so she can't fake it. But that causes her to kind of just argue constantly and just bicker with her sister in a way that's really, it ain't cute.
So how does Wiley fit into this big group of kids, because, or you know, young people, because there's a lot of I guess groups, you could say.
There are groups. Yeah, once the outbreak happens, three distinct groups sort of immediately occur, and it's the Creekers, who are the burnouts, the druggies, the rebels, and then there are the independents who just kind of stand alone, have their own thing, you know, going. Maybe they're farmers or, you know, just doing their own thing, but then they band together because they're independent. And then there are the jocks who, of course, band together in all their meathead glory. But I think Wiley, an interesting thing, and a thing that I enjoyed playing and getting to experience because I got to work with some of the actors, was that Wiley kind of bounces around group to group. She doesn't really know where she fits, and she kind of tries this thing out and then kind of is sucked into this thing over here, and then kind of thinks, well, maybe I'll try that. And I think that's something that many of us do. I know I've certainly done, so I like that.
Where would you fit into this story?
Me
if it
personally?
was you personally.
Ooh, the burnouts. No, I think I'd probably be in the independents. I'd probably be like doing my own thing, and I'd be like, oh, I'll hang out with these other weirdos. They're doing their own thing too.
Do you think you have a talent that would be particularly useful in this environment?
A talent? I'm fast.
You're
real fast. And I'm actually, I think I'm pretty strong. Like, I know that might sound ridiculous, but I think that I could. I think I'm strong-willed, and I think that I'm kind of strong. Physically, you know, I can hoist a bag of potatoes if I need to.
Well, I mean, the other side of this blows me away. I mean, the group, your group of the cast is tremendously talented.
Yes.
It's unbelievable to me how much talent is in your group.
I have to talk. Can I please talk about this because nobody else has asked? Okay. I just have to like brag on the cast for a minute because I got these scripts and I loved them, and I thought the characters were so already individual in their voices and everything. But then I met the cast on the first day, and the first I read with Jesse, who plays Adam, and I didn't know. I had an idea of what direction they were going to go with for Adam, and I was completely wrong in the best way possible. He opened his mouth, and I was like, oh my god, this! I got so excited to be in the show as soon as I sat with him, and I understood kind of, oh my god, this is emotionally where it is, and this is, you know, he's so real. Like that really excited me. And then that night I met everybody else in the cast, and nobody had to say their character name. I knew who each person was playing. They fit it just in their cadence and the manner that, you know, they use their body. Like I think it's really, really, really well cast, and everybody's so uniquely talented. And I'm so glad you asked.
Well, I mean, that brings me back to you because I'm blown away by your resume, as it were. I mean,
Thanks.
The fact that you write for New York, the
Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal. I mean, it's amazing, kind of what you've already done. So, what drew you to this story in particular?
My biggest sort of goal in life right now is that I just want to do things that I'm excited about. You know, I want to do things that keep me passionate and keep me kind of fiery and keep me on edge a little bit and challenge me. And this, you know, as soon as I saw the scripts for Between, I definitely knew that fit exactly all of those feelings. And I was going to do whatever it took to be a part of it. I'm so glad it happened.
How did you find out about it? Like, what happened? Did they pitch it to you, or did you find out about it and go after it, or?
My agents actually called me and mentioned that there was something that Netflix was putting together that a guy named Eric Barmack over at Netflix thought that I might be right for, and I was like, Netflix knows I exist? They know my name? What? And I was doing a bit of traveling, and I got on the next plane home to LA. I didn't even tell my agents I was not in LA because I wanted to go on this meeting so bad. I didn't want them to push it. I had to make it happen. So I got here, I met with the Netflix guys, and was running on zero sleep. Hopefully they didn't know that. And then I got the scripts and just, I guess, pursued them relentlessly. Sat and talked with Michael and asked him like 65 questions. And Michael McGowan, who created and wrote and directed many of the episodes. And sitting with him got me even more excited because I could see his passion and his internal monologue he externalizes. Like he says kind of what's going through his head, and I love that about a person. So it was really, really great to sit with him.
Did you pick his brain about anything particular, or did you guys have a relationship that just kind of evolved?
I did. I asked him about everything from I wanted to know what the music was going to sound like to what they were going to be shooting on to, if they had any ideas for cast and kind of tonally what they wanted. And he answered everything and, in a way that I was like, oh, okay. Wow, that sounds pretty good.
Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Nice talking to you.
You too.